A very good evening, students. Welcome back once again. I'm receiving good evening from Vandana Singh. Good evening, Vanna. I'll be starting my lecture with the focus strategy. We were discussing focus strategy in the last class, I remember. And we talked about niche strategy. We talked about focusing on a small segment. So a little clarification on that these segments can be based on geography, on type of customer or product line. That means that niche can be somewhere in some geographical area. The niche can be based on a type of customer. For example, we talked about disabled, differently abled people. So on the basis of customer, or it can be on the basis of product line, which we talked about, apparels for fat women, right? So Mansha is straight away posted something. Let me see what she's saying. Netflix is ads free now and now have no plans for ads in future. In this way, Netflix wants to differentiate themselves in competitive area. Yes, Mansha, of course, this is a very good example. These are the various different ways, unique ways by which, these companies, they try to differentiate themselves and try to showcase that something new is there with them, something different they are doing. So, a very good evening, all of you. I am receiving good evening messages. Very good evening. So, Mansha, absolutely correct. These are the various, these are very creative ways of making yourself showcase as a very different company, which is quite operating in a quite different manner as compared to other companies. So this is a very good example. Any kind of differentiation. I talked about non-tangible or tangible differentiation. So non-tangible is more important because that is not easily copyable. I told you in the last class. So this is something which is non-copyable. This is non-tangible attribute, no? So yeah, this is perfectly a very good strategy for showing them that they're different. Okay, so we were talking about focus, and now in focused also you can have two types of strategies. Either you can adopt a cost leadership strategy under focus, or you can adopt a differentiation strategy under focused. So when you adopt a cost leadership strategy under focused and you target only narrow, target only narrow segment, that means you are a small company, you don't have resources, so that is why you want to give reasonable products to people who are in a small segment. For example, local grocers, local providers of milk or supplies or something like that. In the case of differentiation, it is high. When you say focused differentiation, that means it can be a small kind of a differentiation at a small level and at a big level, which I told you. It can be a tailor or a barber, and it can be a villa for a big client of yours. Now, we discussed 4: cost leadership, differentiation, focused cost leadership, and focused differentiation. Now, what happens out of these 4? One more strategy emerges, which is a generic strategy, which is known as best cost provider strategy. Now, with the technology and with everything in place, what has happened is that now you can use cost leadership, okay? But when we talked about cost leadership, we said, okay, we give a reasonable quality, but you can also give differentiation and good quality along with cost leadership. So when you are capable of giving cost leadership as well as differentiation both together, that is known as best cost provider strategy. That's the best cost provider strategy. So with the incoming of IT, with the incoming of internet, with the incoming of technology reformation, Janvi saying Rolls-Royce is focused differentiation. Yes, Janvi, absolutely. So with for example, with the onset of lot many new things in the form of you can have good manufacturing processes now. Internet is a very big big thing that has happened in the business world. So with this, what you can do is you can be a cost leader, as well as you can differentiate your product also. That means you can give differentiated product at a reasonable cost, which otherwise was not possible. So it was not possible before, but now it is possible because you have lots and lots of technology at your disposal, lots and lots of new things which have come in being. For example, in the pandemic, there was the companies have learned that people can work from home. So what has technology done? Now the companies need not hire rented accommodation, provide ACs, provide other amenities, provide travel allowance. So sitting at home also they can get the work done. So this is the impact of new technology. So with that, what I mean to say is that you can provide a product at a reasonable price and also differentiate the product, which otherwise was not possible. If you are a cost leader, you were not able to give differentiation. If you're giving differentiation, you were not able to control the cost, right? But now it is possible. Now with this, all these technology coming in being, I'll give you one example that Chrysler, it's a car company. They built 12 models for different segments of auto markets, but their production platform was the same. Though they came out with 12 models, but their production processes were not different. They were not different, and so in that manner they could control their costs also and deliver different models also. So these kind of things have come. For example, offering packages also leads to lower manufacturing costs. If you maintain quality, it also leads to lower manufacturing cost, and you can control cost as well as give differentiation. Now, what is best cost provider strategy? Patanjali is the best cost provider strategy. Yes, Janvi, you can say that. More than Patanjali, the kind of for example, the big retail stores, they build on cost leadership strategy, because I don't find Patanjali is giving products at a very reasonable rate. It isn't. It is giving at what the market price is. When you get the products lesser than the prevailing market prices, and you emerge as a cost leader, then it is cost leadership strategy. Now, best cost provider is that all the three generic strategies which you have discussed, from there comes out the best cost provider. It involves both cost cutting and upscaling the differences. That means you give the differentiation also, and you cut the cost also. That means you deliver same quality products but in different variants at lesser prices, or you charge the same price for the high quality products. Now, best cost strategy in that, what you do is, there are two ways of doing it. Best cost provider strategy, for that I have given two examples. I've come across two examples which I could think of. One is Flipkart kind of a thing, or online stores where they give products at a lesser cost than the market. And the second is Lenskart. Lenskart is giving you lenses at a very, very reasonable rate, which was not there, and very, very competitive from the market price. So that is why for lenses and glasses, and many of the customers have shifted to Lenskart rather than with the traditional opticians. Reliance, what are you saying? Reliance? KOI. Kristen, what is Reliance? What? Please elaborate on this. Yeah. So that means there are two ways of making your strategy the best cost provider strategy. Number one is that you give comparable quality or good quality at lesser prices, or you charge same price but you start delivering good quality products and also the variants. You not to forget the differentiation. The differentiation also is there. Now, this is the comparative evaluation of all the four strategies, right? All the four generic strategies which have been provided yes, Big Bazaar is a good example, Vimla. Perfect. Big Bazaar is a good example of low cost provider. Cost leadership strategy. So, this is the comparison of all, this is in your study material only. This is the comparative analysis of all the strategies And if you want to just go through it right away, you can go through and discuss any point if you feel like. I'll give you 5 minutes to go through it, and I can discuss, because you can always be asked about the comparison between, low cost provider or best cost provider, differentiation or best cost provider. Any of these can be asked, and like I mean, this covers everything which I've done. They are basically trying to differentiate between all these four strategies, or what you just can go through it for 5 minutes and pose questions if you want. Till the time I'll start off with the then I'll start with the new chapter. So I'll give you 5 minutes to just go through it. So guys, just read, if you see if you can read it. Isha is saying Oppo and Vivo. Yes, yes, they are the best cost providers, because they have been giving comparative and competitive rates in comparison to iPhone, and then yes, they are following a best cost provider strategy. Yes, Vandana, very nice answer. Jio is giving internet at a very low cost. Is Jio giving internet at very low cost? I am not sure, but in case it is giving, then it is a best cost provider. Yeah, but it has been giving, yeah. It has been giving internet services at very low cost. I was thinking about Wi-Fi, kind of a broadband. No, it is giving, absolutely correct, Vanna. Because the Jio was the one who, the company, gave free internet, and everybody started using internet, and everybody started using, like. The phones also were very cheap, and Jio SIM were given free of cost. Yes, they tried to do it. This is the best cost provider strategy. Any other question regarding the comparison? Yes, guys, I'm waiting. So, with this, I end up your chapter 5, which related to what we can do is you can also go through this comparison after the class, and this can be discussed before we start the next class. This could also be one of the options. You can do that also. So next chapter which we are going to do is Komal. Yeah, you so sweet of you that you have been understanding everything and telling me that. But the writing part, Komal, you have to practice a lot. You have to see the questions, You have to see the answers, because I see that in your study materials you have been given the answers as well. Everything has to come out from the study material, and then you have to apply your brains also. So things are twisted for you, though the things are in the study material itself, but they're twisted for you so that you apply your mind and apply your analytical abilities to just comprehend that answer and then write. So what you can do is you can just see the questions and read them first, and then after that you can try to write it yourself. So you need a lot of practice in writing theory. So this can be only handled with practice, bache, because whatever is there, you need to understand how is it written. If you are having language problem, that's a different thing, because you have to write in English. But of course, nothing is impossible. You can easily read the answers time and again first, and then write them yourself. Try that. If it doesn't work, then we'll again have a word. Then you can talk to me again. Okay? Then Radha, focus strategy is always on niche. It can't be on mass scale if the segment is little broader than the niche. Radha, in case of niche focus strategy, the first main difference is that it is done on the narrow market, not on the broader market. It's amongst in the narrow market, in the sense that it is focus word comes because it is focusing on a very on a single segment or on a small segment. That single segment might be big in itself, but in the total market, it's a very small part. And you are focusing on that particular segment only. So focus comes only because there is a narrow coverage. There is no mass coverage in the case of focus strategy. And niche is again much more narrower. It's a very, very small, segment which has very, very specific needs and which needs a lot of specialization. I hope I'm clear, Radha, with your question. So I'll be ending the show for this. And I'll be starting with your next chapter, that is functional strategies. Okay. So functional strategies, as I've already told you many a times, things are changing. The way the business is being done is changing. The way that businesses are carried out are changing. So if you don't change along with the environment, what happens? The environment will eat you up. You will not be able to survive. One of the students talked about Nokia could not survive because it did not, it rejected Android. So similarly, when digital camera people approached Kodak, it declined their request, and Yahoo once rejected Google. So what happened to them? The other three companies that approached these main companies are now flourishing in a much better manner than these original companies. Nokia is nowhere to be seen. Yahoo is also now Google is doing much better than Yahoo. So why it happened was because they did not try to understand that what is in store for them in the future. So you need to understand how the business is being done and how it has been changed. So there are lot of things which are coming into picture. So you have to be careful about your understanding about this thing. So with that intention in mind, the corporate strategies are set. When the corporate strategies are set, then that means they make those strategies in relation to the environment outside. Now when they do this, because I've told you competition, they do everything on the basis of the competition which is existing in the environment. So that is why the strategy also does not remain static. It keeps on changing as and when the environment changes. So one very important aspect of strategy was synergy, which I talked about. I'm repeating it again and again because unless there is synergy, you cannot make your strategy work. So this will again come into picture in the case of functional strategies, because functional strategies are the strategies which are to be undertaken at functional level. But one strategy of one function has to be coordinated with the other strategy of the other function, because all these strategies are flowing from the corporate strategies. Their purpose is the same, but they might be implemented in different ways, because the functions which are being done might be having different objectives. But ultimate objective is to achieve the main goal of achieving the strategic goals laid down by the company. So what are the functions in an organization? Can anybody tell me the names of the functions in the organization? Till that time, I'll read Mansha's query. Benefits of experience curve are available to big organizations. Only these benefits can be in the form of learning effect, lower cost, product design. These benefits are helping to implement. Absolutely, Mansha, you're perfectly, whatever you're saying is absolutely right. Obviously, everything comes from the experience curve. And when you say your best cost provider strategy or cost leadership strategy, I'm talking about, because when you say cost leadership strategy, that means best cost provider strategy is the person is trying to give the best cost. Whereas cost leadership is you emerge as a leader amongst them. You are the one who is charging the lowest price possible. Right, Mansha? So many factors can play a role. What you are mentioning can also play a role. It depends on lot many factors. For example, in the case of Jio, this company is so very resourceful that it does not need to think twice for giving freebies to the people, because it's already having lots and lots of resources. Or even if it is not, it has lots of businesses operating under it, and they are managing in this manner. So it is not always that the experience curves, benefits of experience curves are emerging. It can be any factor. The point is that the company should be competent enough to prove itself to become a cost leader. Now, how that company does it, it depends on its status, its financial status, its competencies, its top management policies, it's what is the vision and mission of the company. So lot many things would come into picture. But of course, what you are saying, Mansha, this thing also helps in implementing the best cost provider strategy. Kristen, it's the sixth slide you're talking about of this thing. Don't worry, Kristen. I've already talked about that in the introduction when I started off. There's nothing new in the five slides. If you go through, you'll come to know that they have already been discussed. That was the background built behind strategy. So there's nothing. Don't worry. Marketing, financial. This is the question I was posing. So yes, Vimla, you're right. Marketing, finance, production and HR. Production, marketing, HR, Ganga is also saying. So perfectly fine. So in a business house, we have 4 types of 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 1, depending on the size of the organization. You have functions which are operational. So you have to do marketing, you have to do production, you have to do HR, and you have to also think about finance, right? So these 4 functions. Now, when you have a corporate strategy in place, then you'll be having your business strategies in place in case you are a very big company, right? In case you are a big conglomerate or a very big company, having you are operating in different businesses. Now, if you are operating in different businesses, then within those business units, you will be having your functional areas. And if you're not a very big company, you are producing only one line of products, then there's no need to you will be having business level strategy, but they'll not be different. It'll be only one business level strategy would be there, and from there would emerge your 4 functional strategies, 4 or 5 or 2 or 3, depending on the size of it. So that makes your organizational structure, which is the next in line, the chapter which is next in the line. So when you're talking about functional strategies, that means all these functions, when they're trying to strategize, they should work in coordination with each other. because like they all are together make what are they trying to achieve? They're trying to achieve the business strategy, and then business strategies would be aiming towards the corporate strategy. So it is the flow is upward, but then all of them are trying to achieve strategic goals. So that is why synergy in every functional area is important, and you have to do that. Otherwise, it is very, very difficult. So that is why you need to have synergy, and then these things I've done. So I'm coming on to this functional strategies. Functional strategies means that you have corporate strategy, we have already discussed. You have business strategy, we have already discussed. You have functional strategy, which we are going to discuss today. So as far as corporate and business strategies are concerned, what you do is you try to plan the things. You try to plan the things, and you just lay down the plans. You does corporate strategy, concrete plans, top level plans, like the plans which are very, very broad, and they lay down very broad objective of the organization. More specific become the business strategies. More specifically, how can these business strategy aim at achieving the main corporate goals, main corporate strategic goals. Now, still in business strategy also, you're just trying to plan. Both these strategies are mental exercises. Now, nothing concrete has been done till now. Concrete thing or the implementation comes here. This is where you just face the realities. You just face the actual competition. You just see what actually is happening in the market. These people are seeing it from a distance. This is the market. There are so many. There'll be so many competitors, and this is how we need to plan. This is but actual battlefield is here. This is where you either lose the battle or win the battle, right? So this is policy making, and here the actual you see that the pawns are at the in the battlefield at the forefront. They are actually going to fight. They are actually going to see how it has to be done, and in realistic conditions, right? So everything was just in air here, and now they'll land they'll see what is happening. So these functional strategies are the linkages towards planning and implementation. They provide the linkages, because from functional strategy would flow very, very small strategies throughout the organization, because strategic goal can be achieved only when all the levels, everybody is involved in achieving those goals. Everybody in that organization is coordinating and cooperating towards achieving those goals. So now from here the implementation will start. This functional head would frame small strategies at every level, so that all these strategies can be all these strategies aim at the achievement of the corporate strategy. So they provide as a link between these and the implementation. Implementation takes at the lower levels, but it is here where they actually start and thinking in terms of numbers, in terms of what actually is going to happen. So action is starting here. So that is why functional strategies are much more important, because here we will come to know about the realistic picture of our actual competitive position, and we will face actual competition. Now, what is the role of functional strategy? I have told you, they help in the implementation of corporate and business strategy. They are the ones who are actually seeing what has to be done now. This is it, but how to achieve it, right? This is laid down, fine. The Jio had the vision that every person, Reliance had the vision that every person would have a Reliance product in the hands of every Indian. There will be a Reliance product. But how comes here? How will it be done? It comes here. Then everything has to be synergized and interwoven. All these functional strategies, your production strategies, your marketing strategies, your HR strategies, all these strategies have to be synergized, because they have to work in coordination and in tandem, and they should be interwoven, because everything is linked. What you produce, you sell, And who produces? The persons who are capable of doing the production, right? And then production, marketing, HR, and then you have to do R&D. So R&D will do, R&D will help you in doing the production, So all these things are because interwoven. Their strategies cannot be compartmentalized. Their strategies are interwoven. They are interlinked. So these functional strategies, they provide support to the overall strategy, the overall strategic goals, in fact. So whatever strategy you lay down at functional level, they would be actually handling, they will actually leading to the achievement of the strategic goals. So, and you will also define how the managers will work, because now it is the working part. So functional heads, production manager, marketing manager, they will decide what work they are going to do and what work they are going to get done by the people who are working under them, right? Vimla is asking, functional level consists of employees and other lower level personnel. Absolutely, this is what I'm saying, because now the strategic part would end at functional levels only. After that, whatever strategies are made, whatever supplementary strategies are made, or we call them as plans or procedures, whatever are laid down, they are basically supporting the main strategy and the corporate and the business strategies. So you're right, Vimla, this is what we are actually doing now. So types of functional strategies, I told you there can be 4 functional heads, there can be 2, there can be 1, there can be 6. But in this chapter, we are considering that we are a big organization and we have to frame functional strategies of 6 heads. There are 6 now? Yeah. Marketing strategies, financial strategies, production, logistics or supply chain management, and supply chain management, I must say, research and development strategies, and HR strategies, right? So all these strategies are functional strategies which help in the achievement of strategic goals. Now, of all these strategies, major portion is done under marketing strategies, because basically, every function is important, but marketing is the one where we are going to sell whatever has been produced. So unless we are able to sell our products, we will not be able to gain revenue. So marketing is at the forefront and it is always interacting with the customers. So marketing becomes a very, very important strategic area where we need to understand how we need to strategize, what all we need to strategize. How can it be that, we don't say it's a marketing plan. We don't say it's a production plan. We don't say it's an HR plan. We always say it's a strategy, marketing production strategy, because whatever is framed as a plan under marketing is in relation to competitors. So that is why the name strategy is always used with this, this big plan, because this and strategic word also means important. So since it is these plans and these ways of doing work are very, very important, that is why the word marketing strategy is used. Now, for that matter, we should understand what marketing is all about. If you're trying to understand what is a marketing strategy, so we should also know what is marketing. So can anybody give me a one-liner of marketing? One-liner of marketing? And just give me 1 minute, I'll have some water. Yes, guys, what is marketing all about? What is marketing? Is it selling, or it is much more than selling? So what is marketing? I am just waiting. Yeah. Marketing means selling the product, but it is much more than selling the product. We try to identify the needs of customers. I have already talked about delivering value to the customers. Yes, it is the ability to captivate buyers. Rahul, wow. Captivate buyers. Then it is brand loyalty, Rahul. You're trying to captivate buyers, yeah? So then it'll be brand loyalty. But it's not about only captivating. It's about, if you captivate, that's the best thing you can do under marketing. But it basically is persuasion, selling. Marketing is giving product information, much more than selling, the art of selling anything and everything. So Rahul, Radha, Sanjay, Saikat, Purushottam. Right. So you know what is marketing all about. So people already are aware about marketing. So previously marketing was considered as an activity which only helps in selling. Sell the products, hard sell the product, just sell the product. But slowly and steadily it was seen that only selling won't work, because if you sell the product, the customer whatever you produce, the customer might not like it. So then for that matter, you need to understand what he wants. Oh my God, so many questions, so many answers. I mean, I'm finding very, very smart students attending the class. Ayan says marketing refers to the process of selling, buying, procuring products to the customers in the market. Right. Naina, identify the needs of the customer, satisfying their needs. Satish, interacting to promote the products of the organization. Janvi, promoting products and services, delivery of value with creating connection with the customers. Very right. Connection with the customers. Good. Captivating the customers. Very nice terms coming up. Dikshak, activities conducted to market the product to boost the sales. Mansha, marketing helps in moving product closer to making decision to purchase and facilitate the sale. Very nice. Vaishnavi, much more than selling, it analyzes. Much more than selling, where did it go? Yeah, it analyzes, it sustains the relations with the customers. Rahul has understood. Priyanka, marketing is representation of your product in such a way that they can be captivated. Janvi, 4 P's of marketing. Janvi, you're talking about marketing mix. Yes. Vimla, marketing is a process of increasing sales volume and by persuading customers to buy, and this can be achieved through environment scanning. Okay. So you people know what all marketing is all about. So I'll not explain, I'll not go into too detail, because we are concerned about strategy here. So absolutely fine, just wanting to know whether you are aware of the basics of marketing or not, and you are aware. So very, very smart, lot with me today. The selling is much more, obviously. So what you do is, slowly the sellers came to know that if you produce according to you and try to sell it, people will not buy, because people will buy what they want to buy. So that is why they started, you need to have some understanding of the buyer, and so that I talked about delivering value, so that the value is delivered to the customer. Because unless you deliver that value to the customer will not feel happy, will not feel delighted. The word is delighted, and when the product is used by a customer, he should feel delighted. Wow, what a product I've used. Then only he'll have a feeling of going back and buying it again. So value, delighted, captivating, sustaining relations, very nice terms. This is what as a marketeer we need to do. Customers should not go out of our hands. So whether you maintain relations with them, whether you try to make them feel important in whatever way you want. So that means you need to understand the consumers by consumer research and by market research. You need to understand that what type of consumers are there in the market. So there's a process which marketing follows. That means first you understand the market and the consumer needs. This is what I was talking all about. Then you design a customer-driven marketing strategy. When you understand them, you have to you have to find out what products they want, and then you have to tell the production people, look, this is what they want. Now see they are interwoven, they're interlinked. So this is what they are wanting, and please produce this. And then you have to design a strategy that how this product which we have thought of would sell in the market. What is the way with which we can, it should be totally a customer centric approach. What customer wants, center should be the customer. So it should be a customer centric approach, and the strategy should be driven by only the customer, right? So whatever we are doing in marketing strategy, the main focus should be the customer. Then construction of integrated marketing program. Now Janvi talked about 4 P's. So this is integrated marketing program. All the 4 P's will be integrated. All the 4 P's, the marketing mix will be made, and this mix will made in such a manner that it delivers superior value. I talked about value. So this will deliver superior value. And if it does so, what will happen? People will be delighted. Customers will be delighted, and you will tend to build profitable relationships with them, and it will create a customer delight. Now, after this is done, you capture value from customers to create profits. Now you have delivered value. Now you will get value from the customers, because now if the customer is very happy, he is ready to pay whatever he wants, whatever the marketer wants. So he'll pay whatever he's wanting. So now you will get value. Once you deliver value, you get value from the customers. You know, if you see nowadays, what I've noticed is lots and lots of people are getting into baking, and the types of cakes they are being showcased in their Facebook profiles and their Instagram. I am amazed. Such beautiful cakes are being made. Now, when a customer is happy with that cake, he would not mind paying too much for that cake, though he knows that the price could be less. He could also buy a cake at a lesser price. But a theme-based cake would be something which would be really, the customer would really want to have that. So once you try to deliver value in the form of what he or she wants, you capture value from them. That means you charge whatever you want from the customers, and as such you create profits. Riya says, ma'am, please explain everything, because in 12th I had science, so please explain in detail. Riya, can you please mention exactly what you want me to explain in detail? Then I'll do that. I don't have any problem. So, then I'll repeat again. You see the needs. You design a strategy which is customer centric or customer driven. You make a integrated program, deliver value, and then you tend to build relationships, and then you get value from the customers, right? So this is the process, the whole process, how marketing strategy is built, or how products are, how the process of marketing goes, right from creation of a product to the selling of product and getting value from the customers after delivering value. Okay. Yeah, I would love to help you. Please tell me what exactly you want from me to. So now, obviously, strategy related to marketing is called a marketing strategy. Now, what all decisions would be included in marketing strategy? Because these decisions, again, market related decisions are taken at the top level. All these 3 levels of strategies, though they are known as top, middle and lower level, but they form the part of top executives only, because after that the lower level would come where the actual implementation is done. So even functional managers are considered a top level. In hierarchy they are considered quite at top, right? So the decisions related to marketing are taken at higher level in consultation with top management, so that there is coordination. Because even if you're making your own plans, you have to consult your business heads, you have to consult your corporate heads, and only then you have to fix a strategy for yourself. Okay. Then what kind of strategies are generally taken care of in marketing? How much advertising should be done? How much you should pay for advertising? How much amount is required for doing advertising? Should be all pricing strategies? What pricing strategy should we follow? There are around 15 types of strategies in pricing. So you have to decide which strategy you would follow, right? Market penetration strategy, I'll come to that later on. So you have to decide about the pricing strategy also, because there are 4 P's, na? product, price, place, promotion. So you will also have to think about what intermediaries should be used for achieving this strategic objective. You will also have to think about guarantees and warranties, market expansion, market product penetration, and new product development. These are some of the strategic decisions. I'm just quoting randomly. We'll go through them one by one. Mansha is saying there is little bit difference marketing and strategic marketing. The objective of marketing is on profits immediately, whereas strategic marketing focuses on those which are strategically. I'm unable to see the whole thing. Just a minute. I am unable to see the whole answer. It is going towards. There's a little bit difference between marketing, strategy, marketing and strategic marketing. The objective of the marketing is to earn profits immediately, whereas strategic marketing focuses on those actions which are strategically right. Mansha, you are trying to find out the difference between marketing and strategic marketing. Okay. Now, marketing is basically done. Marketing is, a continuous process. Whatever is being produced is being sold. So you keep on marketing the products. Now, what happens, for example, if you are selling one product, right? So obviously one product is being produced, it is being sold, and normal marketing and everything is being done. Now the corporate people decide that we are going to add another product in this product line. So this product also be produced and sold. Now what happens, till the time the product is actually produced and sold, the strategy will be laid down, how it will be done, what technology will be brought, how it will be priced, how it will be developed, what all resources would be needing. So when you want, you remember the corporate strategy, either you want to grow or you want to expand or you want to retrench, only then the strategic marketing would come into picture. Normal marketing otherwise would go on and on and on. So you cannot specify, you can say that strategic marketing takes place only when some strategic decision is taken. So in order to fulfill that decision, it may require many changes. For example, the company may say the existing product we will not produce, we will produce something new. So what will happen? The existing marketing will go away. So you'll have to strategize again for the new product. Or they will coexist. Both of the products will be produced. So strategic marketing is done when a strategic decision is taken, when a strategic goal is laid down. So then it comes into picture. Otherwise, whatever you're doing in normal course, normal marketing will be done. Normal marketing will be going on and on and on without, so that's a normal procedure, marketing. And strategic marketing is done when it is actually the strategic goals are laid down. Am I clear? Mansha? Sales is part of marketing? Yes, Priya Lakshmi, of course, sales is a part of marketing. So strategic marketing is undertaken to achieve giving value to the customers, and then organization has to look for different ways to deliver value. Now what happens is, why do we take strategic marketing? Because I have told you, because now you want that something new has to be done. Now if you are trying to plan a new product, you have to see that this product should deliver value to the customers. If this new product is not delivering value to the customer, then it might fail. So whatever you are trying to do new in the organization, you have to see that it is done in a very, very effective and efficient manner. So if a company decides that we are going to expand and we are going to add 2 more or 3 more product lines in our portfolio, then what as a strategic marketer you need to do? You need to understand that whatever the products are being asked for, they should be created in such a manner, they should be packaged, what features they should be in such a manner that they deliver value to the customers. Because if they does not do that, then the existing competitors will not let you enter into the market. There will be entry barriers will be high. So through differentiation or through some other thing, you will try to enter the market with the new strategy, right? So that is why you have to find out different ways and means by which you can deliver customer value and create a competitive advantage or edge for yourself. Unless you have that competitive edge, something which is different, you won't be able to enter the new market or whatever has been laid down. So that is why whatever has been laid down, You have to think in terms of delivering only value. If you are able to deliver the value, the product will be accepted. If you are not able to deliver the value, the product will not be accepted. You can do it with CRM, consumer relationship management, or partner relationship management. That we'll talk later on. But the basic thing you need to understand is that whenever you're doing strategic marketing, you need to see that the product you are producing should be acceptable to the market. So Mansha has understood it. Very nice, Mansha. Good that you also acknowledge that you've understood. Nice. So then, apart from that, when you do the strategic market, you have to see these things, that whatever you are doing, it should deliver value, and then it should connect with the customers. Whatever new product you are producing. For example, when Philips, they came out with air fryer. How many of you have heard of air fryer? Right? Yes. Otherwise, I'll talk about it. Air fryer was totally a new thing in the market. I mean, you could have products without frying, and it will taste like as if they're fried, and there'll be hot air, which will make it crisp. Although it is not that effective as a deep frying, but it is much closer to that, right? Now, when Philips must have thought about air fryer, the company must have thought about what value we are giving to the customer. The value they were giving was that you need not eat fried things and make you eat unhealthy things. There's a alternative which will give you the at least not 100% but 80% of the fried taste, and you'll enjoy that without getting your products fried. And that value was actually delivered, and the people are happy with it. And now so many people are coming on to air fryers, right? And it is so convenient also. There's no mess of oils. There's no mess of doing cooking. It's so easy and so comfortable to put stuff in the air fryer, use it, and it comes out really nice. So 2-3 things. You actually are getting that taste without, and that guilt of eating unhealthy food, the guilt of getting fat, people are becoming health conscious. So Philips could foresee it, that what is going to come next, right? Philips could foresee it, and then what they tried to come out with this product, and innovation in you is the slogan is their strategic goal, that we will be coming out with some new innovative products in the market which are not there in the market. Now, to achieve that strategic goal, all the functional heads would be working. Now, this product design would have been made, the colors would have been decided, technical team would have worked on how the quality of the product which come out of the air fryer would be as good as, at least not equal, but as similar to the fried products. So all these things have been worked, there's a lot of things which go at the back end when the product comes into the market. So now when this product is acceptable, now then product is delivering value, people start connecting with the product. If somebody will ask me, how have you used air fryer? I am so very overwhelmed. I go gaga with the product. Oh yes, it is so nice. You must buy it. So nice, very convenient. So for a delighted customer, the company does not need an advertisement. We are doing it free of cost. We are doing it for the company free of cost, because I am happy with the product. So I am speaking good about the product. So company is not only getting the sales, but it develops when you get the good quality product. And first of all involves, and then you do it. How can you do it? You try to segment, you try to target the market, and you try to market positioning also. So all this is done to put the new product into the market with great enthusiasm. Like you are sure that it is going to be accepted because you have worked hard, because you have thought about it. There's a lot of thought process which has gone into it. So after that, you strategize and you come out with the product with a bang. Tata Nano also came. They might have also done a lot of research and all, but their product did not do well because it did not deliver the value to the product. It can be anything. Maybe the design was not liked. Maybe it looked very, very auto types. It can be anything. But something went wrong with this strategy. That value was not delivered. That connect with the customers was not they were not able to make. So that is why the product did not do well. Although they strategized, did everything, did a lot of research, and they gave it at a very less price also, which we generally think that price sensitive customers, they will buy the product. It didn't do well. So you never know what will appeal a customer, and you never know what will not appeal a customer. So understanding customers is very, very difficult, but very, very important. Otherwise, you will not be able to sell. I'll see what people are asking. Vaishnavi has heard about air fryer. Radha has not heard about air fryer. Radha, you can search on Google and just see about, learn about this product. It's a new thing, but it's a very nice product. Purushottam says CRM and PRM. CRM is Purushottam, Customer Relationship Management, and PRM is Partner Relationship Management. I will talk about these in this lecture only, probably in the later slides. Okay, you don't worry, I'll explain them. So for that matter, marketers, now what you do is like, once you are strategizing, you are thinking about the product in these terms. And then I told you about segmentation in the last class. Then when you come out with that product, which new product you're coming, you will have to think in terms of what segment are you going to go in for, which strategy would be using, focused, undifferentiated, differentiated, because now you're coming out with a new product. The strategic goal is come out with a new product. So you have to think, how will you segment, which way will you go, will you have a niche, you'll cover a niche with this segment, or will you you'll do the mass marketing. So all these things will be taken care of. Target marketing is identifying your target audience. When you identify the segment, listen, this is the segment I'm going to go in for. Then you target which kind of target audience which you want to go. For example, you thought that age is the basis on which I'll segment. So for age, you will get 4 segments or 5 segments, age 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So you can have segments like this. Now in those 5 segments, you have to decide which segment will you try to target. Whether you will target all 5 segments on the basis of age, or whether you will target only 1 or 2 of them. So that is basically targeting who will be your audience. For example, if you're producing clothes, whether you'll be producing clothes for infants, for for toddlers, for youngsters, for teenagers, for youngsters, whatever you call, and then your adults, young adults, then elderly people. So you on the basis of age, you will decide whether you will do it only for 1 segment or you'll do it for only 2 segments. So that is targeting. After targeting, what do? You position the product. You put the product in the market. You position the product in the market. In the market, you make the product land in the market, because then you have to think in terms of how will you place the product in the market. Because like, for example, if you have a shampoo, so you have a shampoo for dry hair, but you don't have a shampoo for oily hair. So what do is, you say, I will produce a shampoo, but since shampoo for dry hair is available, I will produce a shampoo which is for oily hair. So you are trying to make a product and position it in a different manner. Again, differentiation would come into picture. Again, uniqueness would come into picture. How will you make your product feel different from the others? If one shampoo is already available, why should the customers leave that shampoo and buy your shampoo? So you have to put your product in relation to your competitors in the market, right? So that is product positioning, and is very, very important. So these 3 things have also to be thought out when you are strategizing. Nia is saying, ma'am, once I went to go to buy probably an air fryer, salesman refused me that it's not for. I mean, I cannot see. विजय जी, ये पूरा दिखाई नहीं दे रहा मुझे क्वेश्चन. प्लीज आप इसको थोड़ा सा ठीक कर सकते हैं, एक साइड में जा रही है. हेलो विजय जी, हेलो हेलो. Once I went to the buy air fryer, salesman refused me that it's not for. I am not getting the word. 1 minute, I'll just try to put it. Not for. Nia, I will just get back to your question when I don't know if I can do it myself. I want to see, because the words are going behind the bars. I'm unable to see the last word. Anyways, I'll see to it and I'll get back to you, Nia, on this. ये जो क्वेश्चंस जो हैं ये अंदर जा रहा है, लास्ट वर्ड पता नहीं चल रहा, मैं क्वेश्चन का आंसर नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. हाँ जी, प्लीज देखिए. So what happens is, like, what I was trying to say is that when you strategize things, everything related to marketing has to be taken care of. Whether it is segmentation, whether it's delivering value, whether it's connecting with the customers, whether it's target marketing, totality in everything has to be taken into consideration so that the product which you launch does not fail, right? So that is why I'm talking about all these total things. So, but when you make a marketing strategy, the four main things, Hanji. एक मिनट में करके देखती हूँ. बिकॉज लास्ट टाइम, हाँ अब इधर आ गया, हाँ अब ठीक हो गया ये. या इट्स नॉट फॉर अस. निया, अब मुझे नाम नहीं दिखाई दे रहे, या तो इसको एडमिन पैनल को हटाना पड़ेगा ना. एडमिन पैनल जो दिख रहा है यहाँ पे, विजय जी हट सकता है? बिकॉज लास्ट टाइम पूरा दिख रहा था, वो एडमिन पैनल हटा दिया था. आप देख लीजिए अगर हो सकता है तो. निया, एक्चुअली आई डोंट नो व्हाई ही रिफ्यूज, दैट इट्स नॉट फॉर यू. It is being sold and it has been accepted by customers heartily, and people are very happy using this. This is my experience. Even I am very happy using air fryer. So then I'm not here to promote any product or do anything, but it is just because I'm doing it as an example. So don't take it as otherwise, like as if I'm promoting. I'm just telling. It depends that if a customer is happy, he or she would definitely go in for buying again. Yeah. So for that matter, marketeers create now what you do is you have to do all this. So when you have to do all this, you have to create a marketing mix. With these mix, you have to frame a marketing strategy, and you have also to keep all these things into picture. So what is the marketing mix? Marketing mix is that you have to talk about 4 products: product, price, place, promotion. You have to talk about 4 P's. This is from the marketeer point of view, and from customer's point of view, it is 4 C's. So generally, Kotler has given these 4 P's, and he says any marketing strategy which you want to make should be based on these 4 P's, and it is known as marketing mix. You have to take all these elements from all these 4 P's, mix them together, and make a strategy. Now, for that matter, you have to find out, for example, the strategic goal of that company is that you have to produce one more new product or one more new product line. Now, in this, if you take this example, you have to decide what will be the product, how many products will be produced, what type of product will be produced, what will be the design, feature, quality, guarantee, warranty. All these decisions would be taken, right? And then you will also select, if there are 10 items, whether you will be producing 2, 1, depending on your capacity, everything you have to decide related to product. Then you have to decide related to price. How will you price the product? What pricing strategy would you adopt? And how will you, what discounts, offers, all these things will come into picture when you talk about price. Then you think about how will you place the product. How will that product be sent to the customers? The distribution of the product, how will it be done? How will you put the product in such a manner that it is accessible for the customer and convenient for the customer to buy the product, and it is put at a place where the consumer can easily go. And lastly, promotion. How will you promote the product? Promotion is again a mix of 4 or 5 elements: advertising, personal selling. So you have to strategize about everything. How much advertising are you going to do? How much sales promotion are you going to do? Whether you're going to do personal selling or not, whether you're going to do publicity or not, whether you're going to get into publicity thing or not, whether you'll be maintaining PR, personal relations or not. All these things are decided, and then when all these things about that product are decided, then you decide to produce that product according to the strategic objective laid down, right? So, now this product, when you think from the marketeer point of view, it is known as product. What I'm selling a product, I'm selling a service. But what consumer perceives, these 4 C's are related to the perception of the consumers regarding these 4 P's. You say you're giving the product, but what is customer demanding? It is demanding a customer solution, a problem solution from that product. In the eyes of customer, it is not only a product, it is a problem solver. It should solve the problem which I am facing. For example, if I am having a charger, I want a charger. So it's a product for a marketeer. He would buy and make and sell it, but I should get the solution of uninterrupted supply from that charger. If that charger is there, it is produced by the marketer and he sold it also. And according to him, it's a very good product. But the customer is not getting the uninterrupted supply from that charger. So has the solution been given? There has been a product, it has been produced, it has been sold, but customer has not got the solution to his problem. So what will happen? This product strategy would fail. This product strategy has to be made in relation to the customer's perception about solutions. What is he wanting? Will our product be able to solve his problem? If not, then he will not buy. Right? For example, air fryer people must have thought about the problem. Problem is that people are getting, don't want to eat fried food, but they want to have fried taste without frying. So that's the problem. And they give the solution. That solution was absolutely fine and people accepted that. So what is the problem? Because whenever a product is made, it comes out of a problem. If there was no problem, you won't be needing any product. Problems are there or are created. It depends on situation to situation, because sometimes you really have the need, but sometimes the needs is created by the marketers. But the point is that product is there because you faced some problem. Tiffin Services was launched because people living alone were not getting homemade food. So that was a problem. Solution came through Tiffin Services, homemade food of Tiffin Services of homemade food. So what you are selling should be in relation to what customer is perceiving. Then the price. What you want to sell at, is the customer ready to bear that cost? What is price for you is cost for the customer. So is the customer ready to pay that cost? Is the customer okay with the price you are tagging? You cannot tag a price unless you understand what the consumer is ready to pay. If the consumer is not ready to pay enough money, you cannot price it that way, right? So even pricing strategy should be in relation to the customer perspective. Then place. You say that I don't have any network, okay, I'll place the product in 4 markets, but that will not give convenience to the customer. Customer wants it at 8 places, which are near. Many a time store loyalty, just the store which you go, is decided on the basis of convenience. The one which is near to my place, the one which is near to my place of residence. Customer will always think his convenience. Why would he think marketeer's convenience? So then place, properly placed. This you have to see. If it is a FMCG good, it has to be placed everywhere, in every nook and the corner, in every colony, in every community, in every locality, because the customer wants convenience. And if it is not, then the convenience factor would not be there and customer will not be satisfied. And lastly, when you decide about promotion, it means communication for the customer. I'm sorry, the spellings are wrong, but it's okay. The communication part is that customers should understand what are you trying to say in your promotion. It's not about your delivering the message. It is about their understanding the message. You want to deliver a message, but that is not being understood properly or not being communicated properly to the customer. Then what is the fun of giving that promotion or advertising? If you give a promotion campaign for in a magazine for illiterate people, the people who cannot study, what is the fun of giving that advertisement? It will be mere waste. Isn't it? Isn't it? Say yes or no. Vimla is saying copper coated water purifiers. Yes, these are new innovations. These are new things which are coming up because they are not already there. So some kind of different innovation, some kind of different, some kind of differentiation is going to help in establishing and selling the product. But this is quite copyable, Vimla. Copper coated water purifiers can be copied by the competitors very easily, right? So my question was that if we do not understand and do whatever we feel is good for the customers will not accept the product. So you have to understand their perspectives whenever you are deciding or making a strategy for them. Okay, actually you are going to sell to the customers. You are not going to sell to yourself. Whatever you are doing is for the customers. So every time we do marketing, we'll end up saying only customer should be happy, only he should be happy, only he should be understanding, so Vaishnavi is understood what I'm trying to, Vaishnavi is saying yes to it. So, okay. Now, I have explained you the concept of how P's and how C's are understood. So this is very important for a marketer who is framing a strategy for a product or for a new product or for a decision of adding a product line or expanding or whatever, or doing exports or doing imports, whatever new things you're doing, you have to think in terms of these now. Now, these 4 P's are okay with in the case of products. But when it comes to services, you need 3 more P's. These 3 P's are, and they become 7 P's. These are people, processes. Radha is saying you should consider the segment of people you're targeting to. Absolutely. When you segment and when you target, your strategy of communication is also depending on your target audience. You're right, Radha. So, the third 3 P's which are there are people. That means because when you sell a product, the product you can sell directly to the intermediaries. The producer is nowhere in picture. So you get the product in the market. Who is, you're buying Sunsilk. And who is producing Sunsilk? Who is the CEO of that company? Whichever company is producing Sunsilk. You don't know anything about that. But you simply go and buy the product. Yes, you know the brand and you're buying the product. But in case of services, these things are inseparable. The service provider is attached with the service. You cannot separate the service from the service provider. Doctor giving you consultation, you cannot separate the service of consultation from the doctor. Lawyer giving you consultation, you cannot separate the consultation. Teacher teaching you, you cannot separate teacher from teaching. So since here the service provider is there and it is inseparable, that means there is involvement of humans in delivery. So when there is involvement of humans in delivery, the people, this P comes into picture. Who is delivering? Very important. You go to one doctor and you do not want to go to another doctor. Break time. Kristen, you're always wanting break and you're very tired always. It is break time, give me 10 minutes. Even I want a break. Yes, another 2-3 minutes I'll go for break. So what happens is when you have people, then you have to think about people and you know what, then if you want to go to one doctor and do not want to go to another doctor, what is the reason? What is the reason? Fast. Because what is the reason? Kristen, I thought my lectures are very interesting. You would never say break or just wind up. So now I think I have to learn it to make it more interesting. Is it? So what happens is when you don't go to the other doctor, that means somewhere you find that the services of one doctor is better than the services of other doctor. So that is why you need to understand that people are very important in this case. Then there are processes. Processes mean how that service is delivered to you. In what way the services are being delivered to you. What is the flow of activities by which the services are being delivered to you. So this is also very important. The process, for example, how the doctor gives you consultation, how the teacher is teaching you, how the restaurant is serving you food, how the hospitals are handling the patients. So these are the processes. So with products, these processes do not come into picture, but with services, these processes come into picture. Then physical evidence. Physical evidence is the environment where the product is being offered. A very big hospital with ISO certification, Max Hospital, Fortis Hospital, and then there's a government hospital. So there's a hell lot of difference in a private hospital and a government hospital. How the services are being delivered, how much hygiene is being maintained, what kind of services are being used, what kind of doctors are available. So these things would, make physical evidence. That means the ambience where the clinic of a doctor. One clinic of the doctor you might find good, one restaurant you might find the good than the other restaurant. So many a times you say, oh, the ambience of this restaurant is not nice. I'm not going to go to this restaurant. I'll go to some other restaurant because there I find the ambience or the surroundings or the environment very nice and soothing. So I want to go to that restaurant. So in services, physical evidence also comes into picture. So I'll see some people are saying something, service quality, very nice. So service quality, because you need to deliver service quality, that is why you need to understand these 3 P's. These 3 P's are to be understood because you want to deliver service quality. Reason is services of doctor is not found proper or value is lacking. Perfect rather. That means somewhere you are trying to understand that the value has to be delivered. Vimla is saying because of the goodwill and reputation of the doctor. Absolutely. Now, in case of product, you are not concerned about the goodwill and the reputation of the producer or the person who is manufacturing. You have nothing to do with them. But in case of services, you have to understand what type of a person he is. Have faith in them, quality. Okay, faith also is there. So faith is also because you have that person has been handling you in a better manner or delivering value to you. So you found him honest and you started having faith in. Please explain the marketing mix once again. Please explain skimming pricing policy. I am unable to see your names because I like to call you by names, but I don't know why. It's Naina, I think, last one, and Sayan, I don't know, some Mr. Das. You want me to, Miss or Mr. Das, I don't know. You want me to explain the marketing mix once again? Okay. So I think I'll listen to Kristen first and just break for 10 minutes because I need to have some water very desperately. And then skimming pricing policy, Naina, I will come after this. I'm talking about product right now. No? So when I come to this price thing, I will tell you what is skimming price policy. Yeah, I'll tell you. Okay. So I would like to take a break and then I'll get back to you in a while. start कीजिए. I'm back, guys. Yeah, it was a long break because there was an issue with the panel, with the issue with the panel where you were showing you were chatting, putting your questions. So that is why it took a little more while, Vimla. So I have started off again. Okay. So so we were talking about, I'll take the question of 4 P's first. The 4 P's which the student has asked are play, product, place, price, place, promotion. Why we study product 4 P's is that whenever you want to market a product, you have to make a strategy for the product. You have to make a marketing strategy. For making that marketing strategy, you need to consider 4 elements. That what will be the product, what will be its price, where will you put it, what will be the place, and how will you promote it. So these 4 P's are the crux of making a marketing strategy. The whole strategy is based on these 4 decisions related to these 4 P's. So this is the marketing mix. I hope I've answered your question, and everything revolves around this marketing mix only. So then I talked about 7 P's. In case of products, it is 4 P's. In case of services, it is 7 P's. Now coming on to the product strategies. When you make strategies, then when you have a strategic goal, and that goal has to be achieved, taken into account the product strategies related to the product, which you have to decide as a strategizer or as a marketing strategy consultant. You have to think about how will you brand that product, what will be the name of that brand. You want to continue with the same brand, you will have a new brand. What will be the packaging? What will be the packaging? What will be the design, style and color? What will be the design, style and color? Right? So what will be the features, guarantee, warranty, how will you develop a new product? What will be the product cycle? So you have to understand because since we are strategizing, it's a new product, the product life cycle stage would be only introduction. And if you are strategizing at maturity level, then you have the strategies in that sense, because not always that the strategy decision is taken because you want to grow and expand. You might be wanting to just stabilize. You might be wanting to just turn around, or you might be wanting to just liquidate. So there can be any kind of strategy you're wanting to do. So it depends what type of strategy are you looking forward to. And the PLC is also one of the major factors in making your strategies. Then you have to think in terms of customization and standardization. This we have done in your types of business level strategies, like whether it will be undifferentiated, differentiated, whether you'll standardize, you'll go in for customization or mass production. So all these things related to the product have to be taken care of depending on what type of strategy goals are in place, what the company is wanting to do in future, whether it wants to expand or whether it wants to just stabilize, okay, or whether it wants to market penetrate, whatever is the goal of the whatever is the goal. Now pricing strategies, product strategies, you have to take all those things into account when it comes to the pricing. Pricing is basically a value attached to a product. Okay, I told you about the cost, that you say that I price the product, but the customer says that what is the cost? Am I able to bear the cost? Or is the product worth the cost? So cost. Then there are 2 types of pricing strategies. Either it is a cost-based pricing strategy or it is a value-based pricing strategy. Cost-based pricing strategy is that you produce a cost, right? You produce a cost product. You see what is it costing me. You set up the price after adding a markup, and you think there's a value. You attach a value to it, that there's some value in it, and you deliver it to the customer. This is cost based. That means you first see what is the cost, and you then price it and sell it to the customer. Whereas in the case of value based, you see what the customer is wanting as value, and for delivering that value, how much price the customer is ready to pay, and in that price, would I be able to cover my cost, and would I be able to make my product? So now it goes other way around. So value based pricing is you understand first what is customer ready to pay and then produce the product. Cost basis, you produce the product on your own, on your own mathematics. You see, this is the cost, I will produce it, and you feel that the customer will pay the price. So these are the two kinds of price strategies. Better is value based pricing, because you are taking into account with the customer first, and then you are trying to price the product according to what the customer is ready to pay. So these are the two basic strategies on which you can do the pricing, whether you will go in for value based or cost based. Now after that, there are certain cost based pricing, or there are certain other strategies which you need to understand, which are cost based, not the value based. These relate to skimming pricing strategy. Somebody asked me about penetration and skimming pricing. Now you please pay attention, Naina. You asked about this. Shilpa is asking me what is customization and standardization. Till the time I explain, Shilpa, what is customization and standardization, those who have understood, please post whatever you have understood about customization and standardization. Shilpa, customization is when you take into account the needs of a particular customer and prepare the product according to that particular individual. For example, you make a house for a particular client. So the builder would be making the house for that particular client and taking into account all his needs. Okay. So that is customization. That means high level of customization means that you take into account the level of needs and the wants which a customer want in that product, and you try to deliver it to the customer. Whereas in the case of standardization is that you don't take into account the individual needs of the customers. What you do is that you produce a product, standardized item, and you sell it to all. For example, you make a toothpaste and sell to the customers, irrespective, because you think that everybody is going to use this toothpaste, so you make some single paste, standardize it. This is the toothpaste I'm making for all. So what you do is you make the toothpaste and you send them to sell them to all. So that is making standardized products for all the consumers you want to sell the product to. And in case of customization, you make the product according to the needs of the customer. Janvi is saying value based pricing is customer centric approach, or other is profit centric, and other is profit centric approach. Yes, Janvi, absolutely. In case of value based, we think in terms of customer, and in case of cost based, we don't actually think of profit centering, but we try to cover our cost and take a margin out of it. So you can say it's profit centering. Is cost-based pricing better than value-based? As same product don't have same value to all the customers. Ma'am, value will be different for variety of customers and their tastes, etc. Ganga, again, there a problem comes where if you are sending a standardized product, you can go in for cost-based. But if you are selling a customized product, you have to go in for value-based. And in standardized also, when you make a toothpaste or a shampoo, you try to understand the maximum what can a customer pay for that toothpaste, because you can't charge exorbitantly. If you want to charge more, you will have to do some kind of differentiation, some kind of quality, upgradation, which will help you which will help the customer in understanding. There was something which we were doing yesterday. I don't remember what was it. When we tried to say that some value was delivered, and the people are ready to pay for that value. For example, I gave you the example of cakes, theme-based restaurant. So this is something which is really different, and a customer would not mind paying more also in that case. So when you can't generalize things like this, it is very situation specific, very product specific, very customer specific. If you say that the products which are being in luxury market, which are being sold in luxury market, They are basically, value based, because they're trying to say how much value the customer is ready to attach to my product, because there is some prestige attached to the product. So when the prestige is attached, when the status is attached, you can charge anything you want. That way, you're not taking into cost, because you're selling it at much more than the cost, because the customer is ready to pay anything for that brand, like that name of the brand. So many things have to, you people just can't generalize things like this. You have to understand that value-based pricing is always good, because you are trying to understand that what the customer is and ready to pay. For example, if you sell a toothpaste for rupees 100 or 200 per piece, would it sell? You would like to earn maximum profit on that, but the customers would not pay that, because you have to understand that your costing should be such that it is acceptable to the customers also, right? So I hope, Ganga, I'm clear. Radha says customization is considering the specifications with respect to particular customer, and standardization is economic to all as a whole. Very good, Radha. You have explained it really well. And standardization is that you sell the same product to your target audience. You don't differentiate the product taking into view the target audience. You just try to sell the product to the market as a whole. Ria says like iPhone and the other phone. Yes, iPhone is highly, you can't say it is very much customized, but yes, you can say it has lots of features, and it is meant for a particular audience. Whereas normal phone is meant for, Ria, you can just rethink about what you're writing. Customization is the particular needs. For example, I gave you the example of a, tailor stitching clothes for a person. So that is also customization. You're trying to customize the product according to the needs of or service according to the needs of the customer. So customization is when you take into account the needs and specifications of a particular customer and try to deliver it as specifically as possible. This is customization. Standardization is you produce standard products and sell it to the target audience without differentiating between the individual needs of a customer. Simple. So strategic decisions taken are, in case of pricing, skimming pricing and penetration pricing and psychological. There are many more strategies, but I'll do just these main two, because these are related to the introduction of a product. So introduction of a product, when you want to introduce a product, what happens is, how will you charge? How will you, what strategy would you, use for pricing the product? So when you are trying to introduce a product, you have two strategies in place which you can choose from. Either you use the skimming pricing strategy. What is a skimming price strategy? Pricing is that it is known as skim the cream. That means you take away all the profits, because if your product at introduction stage is a novelty product and you think that there is no other competitor, at least for another 2 years, which is going to come to my market and just take away my share of market. So what you do is you try to skim the cream. That means you just price it very high. And you try to, because there's no other competitors, it's a novelty product, it's a new product. So there is no other competitor, and you are the only one who's supplying. So what happens? You try to skim the cream. That means you try to take away as many profits as you can, because there is no other person selling, so you can charge whatever you want. Because if the product is liked by the customer, it's a novelty product, and if it is acceptable to the customers, you can charge whatever you feel like. So you charge high, you charge more. You might take 200% margin. You might sell it at 250% margin, because people are liking it and there is no other person selling it. Air fryer could be one. I remember when Maggi came to India, it was introduced by Nestle. There was no other instant noodle which was in place, and that time also Maggi was not priced a little higher, because there was no other noodle which was competing with Maggi. And for a long time it was sold at 10 rupees. After some time it came at 10 rupees per packet, and it is still, this 10 rupees has been stable for so many years. So that means if it was charging that time also, it tried to charge the maximum because there was no other. But when other competitors came, the Top Ramen and other came. So what happened? They maintained their price at 10 rupees only. So this is known as skimming pricing strategy. So skimming pricing strategy is basically you try to take out the profits, reap the profits when you enter the market, knowing that nobody else is there to sell the same product, because yours is a novelty product or a new product. You've come out with something new, or you've come out with something very different which was not there in the market. So you're capable of taking away as many profits as possible, and when the new competitors come, you stabilize, right? So tailor-based softwares and package, very good, Vimla. This is also customization. Softwares, when you make softwares for a particular person or a particular institution, especially for their use, it is high level of customization. Then I was talking about skimming, and then coming on to the penetration pricing. Penetration pricing is that when you enter into a market where there are already competitors, there are already competitors in the market, and you are coming as a new entrant who is not at any cost advantage or anything, and you have barriers to entry also. So what you do is you try to enter with a lesser price. For example, if already people are charging 10 rupees per unit, you try to charge 8 or 7 just to gain entry into the market. And once you get enter and once you capture the market share, you might, you will not go up, but your competitors will definitely come down, right? So then the price would stabilize. So what you do is when you try to enter into when you are with a new product, and it depends on the types of market you're trying to enter. If the market is competition free, you can skim, and if the market is full of competitors, you'll have to penetrate. Otherwise, why should people buy your product? If there are already people producing the product, and already people are buying the product from that person or from that trade manufacturer, why would they shift to you? Then you will make it price sensitive. You will make it less cost. You will try to be the cost leader. Only then you will be able to enter into the market. And after entering the market, what will happen? You will not raise the price. Your competitors will come down to that price. But by the time they'll come, you will be able to establish yourself with some amount of target share, market share. So then you will be like, these are two ways of entering into the market through these pricing strategies, using pricing strategies. So then psychological prices, I'll give you an example. Sometimes what you do is you try to sell products using the psychology. For example, 199.505. So it seems that the product is of 100 rupees range, but actually it is 200 rupees. So these kind of psychological things are also used to gain market share or to improve your market capacities. So Vimla is asking another question. Example of price skimming is jewelry. Penetration pricing is geo. Vimla, jewelry, which jewelry are you talking about? How can you say jewelry, generic term? I would not say price skimming, because if you are doing jewelry in a very different manner, your jewelry is very different, your jewelry is new to the market, you can skim the price. And geo is penetration policy. This is right. Geo has entered the market with penetration policy. That's right. So I hope your question about penetration and skimming is clear. One student asked. So I hope this Naina is clear with what she had asked. And now, for example, you know the Xiaomi brand from China. This has launched products at much cheaper rates. Its TVs and everything are very, very cheaper as compared to the other brand. Oppo introduced the mobiles at much cheaper rate, while iPhone charges are very high. So iPhone came with skimming price, whereas Oppo and all came with a penetration pricing. So this is how they entered the market. call rates of mobiles were when they were just introduced. I don't know whether you know or not. When the phones were introduced, their call rates were very, very high. It was even incoming call was charged. So that was a skimming price strategy, because mobiles were very new to the market, and people people wanted to just have that the mobiles with them, and for that matter they were ready. The ones who were affluent could afford it, and they were really charged a very high price. Even incoming calls were charged, if anybody remembers that. So that time they used skimming pricing strategy, and now everybody with mobiles is on to penetration pricing. So this is, I mean, the PLC strategies. PLC is also plays a role, which you have already done. PLC plays a lot of role in the framing of marketing strategies. Now the place strategies. The strategies related to place are: how will you create the place utility? That means how will you create the convenience for the customers that they are able to get the product at right place and right time. So making product at the right, if you will not do this, what will the customers do? They will shift to some other, shift to some other, market, shift to some other product. They will not wait for you to make the product. Okay, today I went to the market, I did not get the product. Okay, I'll come tomorrow or a day after, then buy. No, you will see the other brand, some substitute, and buy, and you move away. So this is not good for the market here. So this is very important that they make the first product available at right time and right place, and it is very, very accessible. The product is available at a place where it is very, very accessible. Then it obviously, then you have to see that it was a movement of product from place of production to the place of consumption. There is a free movement. I mean, this relates to supply chain management. I will not take it into place strategies. This is it can be a part of place strategies. That means how will you move the product from place of production to place of consumption. Then you have to see what intermediaries, whether you will be selling your products through retailers or through wholesalers or through agents or through dealers. Whom will you connect for selling your product, or you will be selling it directly? You say, I don't want any intermediaries, I'll be selling directly. And what will be your strategy formulation for that? How will you tie up with these intermediaries? What kind of relationship? PRN somebody was asking. So this is partner relationship management. How will you work with your intermediaries? And how will you maintain your relations with intermediaries? Because intermediaries are going to carry your product and going to take it to the place of consumption. So that setting has also to be done. And that will also be a part of strategy formulation. And you have to maintain your relations with your partners also. Partners means intermediaries, your suppliers, your retailers, your wholesalers, your dealers, your agents, whosoever. For in the case of cars, you have car dealers. In the case of shares, what do you have? Stock brokers. So these are all intermediaries. For different products, they can be named differently. For FMCG goods, you have retailers and wholesalers. Nowadays, the wholesalers, retailers are not, wholesalers are not much in, there have been efforts to do away with wholesalers, because everything is either being sold through retail chains or being sold through the producer directly. So the role of, wholesalers have declined over a period of time. Then you have place strategies. It also involves channel selection and logistics management. So that we'll do in this chapter only later on. And then promotional strategies are concerned with spreading of information and awareness. You have to persuade and convince the buyers. You remember I talked about communication. What you are trying to communicate should be taken in the same sense by the customers also. They should take it in the same vein. So they should not misinterpret the message. So the message you want to convey should very clearly go to the customers. So that for that you have to frame your strategies. You have to decide how much advertising you are going to do. You have to frame campaigns. You have to see, these are the elements for framing campaigns: how much advertising, how much personal selling, how much sales promotion. Would you be doing coupons, discount, test? Would you be doing all this? Because if you want to revive yourself, would you be doing on this, or you would be doing advertising only? Your publicity, your press releases, editorials, stories, all these would be taken care of in this. And there is one very important thing which is known as integrated marketing mix. What is integrated marketing mix is marketing communication is that you design all the communication strategies in a unified manner. Here also it is about synergy, because if you get your advertising done by somebody outside and you do the sales promotion yourself and publicity is being taken care of somebody else, then you'll land up in a mess. You don't know what you are delivering as a message. So that is why the advertisers or the marketers thought that whatever we are trying to convey to the consumers, it should go in one unified manner. Again, the importance of synergy. It's not that one message is conveyed by one person of advertisers, another is being conveyed by the sales promotion, and personal selling people are saying something else. So if you want to have a campaign with a theme, for example, Pulse Polio. When Pulse Polio was going on, everything was, whatever campaign, whatever ad they gave, it related to the Pulse Polio only. So there was a unified message, but there was a message which was just talking about Pulse Polio. When you have a unified campaign, for that you need to have an integrated marketing communication. That means whatever thing you use, it should talk of only one thing. It should talk of only one theme. It should talk of only one appeal. It should talk about only one thing which you want to convey, not a multiple things, because then the customer gets confused. So that is why the rise of this marketing communications, wherein you design everything in a unified manner and convey the same message to the customer across different media, across different campaigns, across different, and you build a brand and a promotional campaign. So all the big companies are now using IMC. Okay, so Vimla is asking something. Let me see what she's asking. Pricing with zero level channels is best for diamonds because they already carry a high cost, and if intermediaries are included, then the price would be much more higher. Yes, Vimla, the expensive the product, the better it is. Then you should have zero level channels. And if the product is generic and it is of daily use, then you should have more channels. So that we'll be discussing also, I think, in this. So you need to, for marketing, you need to understand micro and macro marketing of this thing, because unless you understand these two environments, you won't be able to strategize properly. Because I told you, strategy relates to environment, strategy relates to external forces, because all those forces which Porter talked about, the 5 forces, so they are all in the environment. So only one is internal. Yeah, they are in the environment. Even the rival firms in the industry comes in your environment. That's the micro environment. So what you do is you have to understand the environment if you want to frame your marketing strategy. You cannot make your marketing strategy without taking into consideration these external environments. So what you have to do is you have to have a detailed plan for each product and service which you want to introduce, or which you want to expand, or which you want to add on to your product line, either for each product or service, or whatever you want to do. I mean, whatever is the corporate goal, you have to make a detailed plan. That means you have to make a summary out of what exactly they are wanting. A summary means whatever we have talked about, everything will come into that, and everything what we have done, understood before, is also in relation to the environment. So you have to make then you have to see the current market situation. I told you it's the realistic now. You are onto the ground level now. So you have to understand the current market situation. What is the market all about? What is the review of your product? What are the competitors doing? How many competitors are available? What price are they selling the product? Everything about the competitors, everything about the distribution channels, how many distribution channels are available, how many are with the competitors, how many are not with the competitors. So all these things have to be analyzed, the current market situation. Then you have to do the SWOT. And SWOT, I think you must be knowing. The SWOT analysis also in relation to the marketing strategies. Then you have to set your objectives, marketing goals. It's not the main objective. Nowadays, these are the functional objectives as to what will you do, how will you set your own goals for achieving the strategic goals. Strategic goals are there, that you have to do this. Now you will set your own goals so that these goals go and meet the corporate goals. After that, you frame the marketing strategies, which you have talked about. All these strategies, you have to frame all of them. So this is the gist of your marketing strategy. And then you have to take the actions. You have to take actions and make programs as to how to go about. You framed everything. You analyze first. You analyze this thing. I think first you will make the summary. You will analyze this micro and macro and make the current situation analysis of the current situation. You will do everything in relation to you will prepare your SWOT. You will set your objectives. You will frame your marketing strategies. Okay, this is the whole gist of how you will make your marketing strategy. You will take the action plans and set the programs. You will decide about the program, how will you go about them, and budgets and controls. Then you will also fix budgets and you will try to monitor and control and measure results as to what you have decided, what you are doing. Are you actually achieving that? Are your strategies of marketing in place? Are they not deviating? So everything has to be, budgets are very good means of controlling, understand these are the plans which control you also. These are plans as well as the controlling devices. So all the budgets also will help you, will controlling, and you have to adopt many other control measures also to see whether your marketing strategy is in place or not. Now this is all about how you make the marketing strategy, and your study material also talks about some techniques of marketing, different techniques of strategic marketing which are available, by which you can make use of these techniques and try to market yourself strategically. And these are basically types, or you can say techniques also, but basically there are the various types available by which you can market your product. Now these types are social marketing. If you have only to circulate an idea, or you have to bring in a behavioral change, or you as a corporate think that of late talking about behavioral changes, talking about environment, and that 2% of CSR has to be used in societal activities, corporate social responsibility. Under corporate social responsibility, you have to think about ways and means by which you can talk about the upliftment of the society. So that would involve social marketing. That means when your company says that if you buy my product, 1 rupee of this product will go to for the upliftment of the weaker children or poor children. So that means you are using social marketing in your commercial marketing. What you are trying to do is you are trying to spread an idea. You are trying to change a behavior through social marketing. This is also known as idea marketing. And you try to spread the idea through marketing it and market it socially. Here the commercial angle is not there. But it can take two ways. Either you just spread the idea. For example, government will say no smoking, save water, don't mix drinking with driver. These are the only ideas which are spread by the government for behavioral change. Okay. For these behavioral changes, the government would not take money or try to earn money. They are not trying to sell anything, but what they are trying to do is they are trying to spread the message across that these things are bad and bring in a behavioral change. But sometimes the commercial marketers also use social marketing, and then they try to tell people that they are socially concerned, they are concerned about the society, they are doing something good for the society, because this way they try to tell people that they are also concerned about the social upliftment of the people, right? But basically, whenever an idea is to be disseminated, social marketing is the technique. You can use it for disseminating ideas. I would like you to just come out with examples where the commercial marketers in their ads are also making use of social marketing. In the next class, we'll do this first. Then direct marketing. Direct marketing is when today all the virtual marketing, all the virtual businesses is being done on the basis of direct marketing. The marketeers are directly selling their products on virtual platforms, and now they don't need intermediaries because they are having the virtual platform wherein they can. So in virtual world, everything almost is marketed directly. Direct marketing is selling the products directly to the customers, and obviously it involves no intermediaries, so therefore the cost of intermediaries would be less, and that is why many of the manufacturers are trying to reduce their levels. Some student talked about zero level. So Vimla is talking about zero level. So zero level means that you don't have a level, you don't want to have anybody in between, and you directly get in touch with the customers. So when you try to remove all the intermediaries in from between, because you want to save cost, because every intermediary which is added would be putting their own margin in your product, and the cost of the product would be high. So that is why it depends. Now most of the producers are trying to directly sell their product to the customers. So the role of intermediaries, of course, is going down, but it depends on the type of the product also. With virtual business, even FMCG goods don't need intermediaries. But if it is in the physical market, FMCG products do need intermediaries. You cannot sell them without the help of intermediaries. So we can say that the role of intermediaries have gone down, but it has reduced. But you cannot do away with but you cannot say that you can do without intermediaries. But the intermediaries are there to stay, and they are there to stay because they help in the selling of the goods. Daksh is saying ITC's classmate uses social marketing. Okay, Daksh, very nice. What kind of social marketing are they using? Okay. Then the relationship marketing. Relationship marketing means that besides selling the products, you also try to maintain relations with your customers. This is very important for getting customers' loyalty. Customers' loyalty is important for you because you want to retain customers with you once you have made your customers. Because when you make your customers, when you think that you have made a customer, your customer has started buying your product, then you don't want to lose that product. Because once a loyal customer is lost, a big percentage of your sales is lost. Loyal customer is an asset to the company, and at no cost would any company like to let their loyal customers go. For that matter, you need to have relationship marketing, which is also known as consumer relationship marketing. You talk about how these consumers can be retained, how the relationship with these consumers can be maintained, how they will feel happy. Many times you might have heard about messages from your stores: come for the sales preview, you are our privileged member. Or sometimes they might be saying, come here, we are giving additional discount to our members. This is your anniversary, so you are getting 10% more. This is your birthday, so you're getting 10% more discount. So all these kind of tactics and practices are used for maintaining and they try to make you feel that you're cared for. The messages are coming on your phone, remembering your birthdays, remembering your anniversaries, making you feel that you're important. A long time, Nirlas used to give one scoop on your birthday. So these kind of relationship strategies are maintained because you don't want your customer to go away from you. So everything related to maintaining the relations come under relationship marketing. Then services marketing. Services marketing, I've told you that's 7 P's. When you want to sell the services, you use services marketing. You don't use normal marketing. Then person marketing. You can also sell, persons can also sell themselves. Persons can also sell themselves. You can also get involved in person marketing. I'll see what Karan is writing. HUL once made ad to save water. They kept shower in desert and said our whole town has used water, but person in city is still bathing. Yes, Karan, that was a very, very impressive ad wherein they showed that in a desert, in the amount of water you use in urban areas in a shower, in a desert you can cater to around 40-50 people. I think that was the concept. So they were telling that in urban areas you are using water so very lavishly, whereas in deserts, people don't get that much of water, and that much of water can cater to the needs of around a line of people, I think, I don't remember exactly, maybe 30, 40 people. So what they were trying to say that, see what luxury are you getting? Try to save water for these people who are deprived of that water. So the ones who are city dwellers should take it into account. That was a very nice ad of HUL, making you aware of the necessity of saving water. So HUL was, actually trying to spread this social message, though it is a commercial marketer. Vimla says Nihar Shanti Amla Oil is engaged in social marketing as they claim that 1% of the price is utilized for the betterment of the education. Yes, but they also are, they are not totally doing social marketing. They are doing commercial marketing with a social angle. Social marketing would be entirely, for example, in HUL did not say that, was it the ad of HUL only? I don't remember. But even if it was HUL, then HUL was not talking about selling their product. That time it was talking entirely about a social problem. So when the purpose is only to disseminate information, then it will be purely social marketing. And what Vimla is talking about is a commercial ad with a twist of social angle, so it's a mix of both. You cannot say that it is purely social. Vimla, I'm clear? So then you have person marketing. Person marketing means that when a person wants to market, for example, if you have, if you have a celebrity coming, so there'll be big posters, there'll be actors, celebrities, all these even the politicians, they market themselves. So when the individuals are, nowadays we have influencers also who are just like us. So these people also they are actually marketing themselves. So they are marketing them as persons, as individuals. So when somebody, tries to market himself or herself as a person or as an influencer or as a celebrity, or when you have concerts and all that, the big billboards, showcasing that person, and then the politicians are telling what they have done for the country. So all this would come under person, as a person marketing. Augmented marketing is when you try to add innovative offerings with your product. You have a product, but you add different things into the product which are very innovative and which are not there in the market. So you try to augment your market. You try to make your product more augmented. Means you want to you tell people that we are going beyond what is being offered in the market. We are going beyond. For example, once there was an ad of a fridge. I don't know whether it comes up now. That you can open the fridge by pressing some down button, and a lady with a child in her hands can easily open that fridge door without going to the handle, and by pushing it from her foot, the fridge door gets opened. So that is augmented, and something which is innovative, which is different, and which is helping you out, because generally when mothers are at home and the children are with them, small children, they are unable to do things if the child is awake. So that kind of problem was taken into account, and that fridge ad showed that, and that was a very innovative offering. So when you do for example, AC, which will not consume more electricity, right? Bulbs, which will not consume more. So they are trying to give innovative things either by cost saving or by differentiating in some manner which is not there. So, and that is augmented marketing. Kiran has asked a question, ma'am, and ad telling about particular state is what type of marketing? That is I have done it. Place marketing. Last one, the place marketing. We will be doing that, Kiran. Vimla, a long year ago, there was an advice from government to pay income tax on time. Yes, this is purely a social marketing. Absolutely right, Vimla. This is a social marketing ad, no doubts. Yes. So then you have organization marketing. In organization marketing, the organization in whole tries to market itself. They don't market their products, but they market them as a whole. For example, if there is an ad of LG LG only, LG products, and they will give you 6-7 products down. They are not promoting any product. They're not talking about any single product, but they were talking about LG as an organization. It is organization marketing, and organization marketing can also include hospitals, can also include tutorials, can also include hotels, can also include universities, private universities, government universities. So whenever an organization tries to market itself with its name, it is known as, yes, Isha, this is a fridge with separate place for setting curd. This is augmented marketing. Till now, nobody, yes, this is a new ad. I watched this. Nobody had thought about this, that there should be inside the fridge, there should be a place to set curd. So this is something augmented and innovative, which they have brought about, and how it is accepted by the customer, time will tell. Whether people are ready to change their fridge just because of this feature, that we don't know. That the time will tell, like if it is acceptable or not. So then organization marketing talks about marketing the organizations, and then there is place marketing. One girl was mentioning state, Kiran was mentioning about state. All tourism, all these, state government advertising themselves, some country advertising their tourism. Nowadays, this tourism has come, before pandemic, the tourism was really flourishing. There was so much boom in the tourism industry that every state, every country, everywhere, these places were being promoted. People were being lured to come there, stay there. So obviously place marketing would come in this, right? So where you where you market a place, where you talk about a place, and where you try to attract people in to that place, it is known as place marketing. Then it is differential marketing. Differential marketing is you separate offers to separate market segments. So you know that. I will not go into detail. Enlightened marketing. Enlightened marketing is over and above the profit, societal marketing, value marketing. Listen, who was mentioning? Vimla, you were mentioning about Nihar Shanti Amla one. Yeah. This ad would come under enlightened marketing. Right? So this is enlightened marketing, where you, along with your product, you also try to talk about societal marketing, value marketing, all these would come in this. Then synchro marketing is for seasonal demands. What you do is, I'll give you a very nice example. I don't know whether you people know it or not. When Coke and Pepsi or cold drinks, when we were very small, it was thought that cold drinks can be had only in summers. You cannot take cold drinks in winters because the word is cold drink. So you can't have these drinks aerated or cold in winter. So that was the concept with which we were brought up. And we never used to have cold drinks in winters. We always used to have it in summers. Now, what is the status now? Do we have cold drinks only in winters, summers? Write in the chat box. Then I'll come back to it. So, demarketing. Demarketing is that when you try to pull down the demand, reduce the demand of a product, then you use demarketing. Again, it is majorly used in social marketing. When you say use less of water, use less of electricity, don't drink. When you say no to product. Otherwise, in marketing, what do you say? You say do this, buy this. But in demarketing, you say please don't do this. Please don't do this. You try to reduce the market. You try to reduce the market selling of the product. For example, in a restaurant where there's great rush in the evenings, what they try to do, they try to shift the demand. They say, okay, people coming in the lunch would be given so much discount. There are happy hours, this, that. So in demarketing, either you try to reduce the demand or you try to shift the demand So this is known as demarketing. Concentrated marketing is, niche and concentrated marketing. It's the same. I won't explain it again. I've already explained concentrated marketing, concentrated and niche strategy. So that is the same. Influencer marketing is new one. You are working with influencers who have large following and their audience listens to them. So you, to promote your product, you can also use your influencers to promote your brands, messages, products and services. Now guys, I'm waiting for synchro marketing answer. Synchro marketing, what did I talk about? Seasonal demands. Yeah, I asked you a question about Coke and cold drinks. So how are the people having it right now? Are the people using it in summers only, or they're using in winters as well? Yeah, guys, I'm waiting fast. And in the end, I would like to conclude this marketing strategy portion by saying, how can you formulate a marketing strategy? Number one is you plan, you develop strategic plans, and you develop marketing plans. So first is your strategic plans at corporate level would be established, and then from there you will develop your marketing plans. After they're developed, you think about implementation, which we all talked about, various strategies related to product, price, segmentation, positioning, everything has to be taken. Micro, macro environment, all these things have to be taken into account while framing the strategies at marketing level. And then you also have to see the control measures, you have to operate control measures, because there should be no deviation. Deviation means that you should not deviate from the corporate goals or the strategic goals which have been laid down. So your implementation should lead to the achievement of the strategic goals. So with that, I end up the marketing strategy portion. In the next class, I'll be doing finance strategy, your production strategy, HR, the rest five of them. So yeah, I'm getting some answers. Janvi says YouTube channel sponsoring products. My question was on all season Coke is consumed. Rather saying Crispin says 12 months in a year we drink cold drinks. New Year, Christmas, Diwali. Okay. So that means what the marketers have done, the product that was seasonal, they tried to synchronize it, synchro marketing. That means they created a demand in such a manner that what they did, they gave the ads, etc. in such a manner that I remember these ads used to come that why can't you have cold drinks in winters? You can have them warm and at normal temperature. Don't put it in fridge and have it normal temperature. So that the ads used to come, and then we used to when these ads used to come, we were made to use them like that, and slowly and steadily the seasonal product became the regular product which can be used all over the year. So this way, one way is to do this, but in this case it was possible. But in case there is no possibility of this kind of synchronization, that means, for example, products during the rainy season, so they can be used only, for example, your umbrella or your raincoat can be used only in rainy season. So what you can do, either you can create a demand that even in sun you can use the umbrella, or you can produce the products when in the lean period and sell them in the seasonal products. So basically you try to synchronize your demand in synchro marketing. Now how do you do it? That depends on you. Either you create demand for the whole year, or you create products in the lean year and sell in the seasonal year, or you create new uses of the product. Do whatever you can, but you try to synchronize your demand, and in the case of seasonal products, right? So with that, I end my lecture for today. So I wish you again a very good evening, and stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be again back with the next lecture day after. So see you. Goodbye till then.